It's Christmas here at the tech department, and traditionally that means I get to focus on... oh God. Oh God. Alright, we're gonna have to do something about this. My name is Jesse, this is my very full tech department, and we're gonna have to fix a few things up, I think. Los geht's. So, okay, the tech department is cramped, to say the least. The truth is, I've been here over 2.5 years now, and I've had a lot of fun, collected a lot of computers, and I've kind of hemmed myself in. Now, I am planning to move out to a bigger space, but at the moment, a bigger space has not presented itself. I've not found anything that's really suitable. Until then, we have to make do with what we've got. And honestly, things have to change. So let's do a quick tour. Right, you're going handheld, okay? So, this is the view from the main door into the tech department. It is rammed in here. And as you can see, we've got all this stuff around. So, this side, well, that is completely and utterly filled with as many computers as I can fit. And as you can see, they're piled up on top of each other. And well, actually, let's do a little wide angle shot. There you go. This is, well, I mean, there's a lot going on there. This side of me, right next to me, which you can't quite see here, well, there's more computers and Apple Power Macs and things like that. As you can see, it's just shelves and shelves and shelves and stuff. At the top there, oh, here, this is my workbench, which is never clean, never tidy. Above it, you have the lanterns that I use for presenting in front of that desk. Next to that, we've got the presenting desk, which has a project on it right now. You'll notice that this is not actually Christmas. This is sometime around November. And yeah, that's the presenting corner where I've got my little tea stash at the back there as well. Little tea making facilities and the TV on the wall. Then we have the background with fire and all the stuff on the walls. Actually, I'm just going to do a wide angle shot. And then you have this cool little section here, which is all the machines on these desks, on the shelves there. I never get to show you guys. And then finally, right behind me, oh, as I knock the camera, but well, there's all the games that I have lying around, and that's just the stuff that's in this room. There is more stuff in the room out there, which I only have access to half of, so you know, it does kind of restrict me. All of this has to change. For a start, let's talk about this. This is my editing desk. This is where I do all my video editing, and well, frankly, it's got to go. So here's what I'm thinking. So this has been my little desk corner where I've done all the editing for my videos. There's my microphone, it's stashed there. There's usually a mixer here, but that's actually away with someone else at the moment on tour. And up until now, it's been pretty good. It's worked for me and it's been fun, but now I'm working full time. I don't have time to be here to record and fix things and then edit. So the first thing I want to do is remove this setup from this office and take my editing stuff back to my home. So it means that when I come in the evening and I finish kind of late, I can always sit down and do half an hour's worth of editing on any given project without having to come here first, then go home. Because at the end of the day, I'm usually pretty tired. This means that this desk is up for grabs. Now, it's nothing special, it's just standard IKEA table. However, with this out of the way, that would open up the floor space a little bit here. And then we can talk about these. Now, as I said, these machines, well, you've not got to see them. You see them when I, show them off. So you remember Ruby, who still does really well on trying to fix her DVD drive, and we're having another bash at that because her drive is still not working. We have the Macintosh Pluses and SE30s I picked up the other week, our original Lindsay G4 Mac, our Power Cube, and all the other bits and pieces. But generally, you don't get to see this because I present, well, behind the camera there where you can have the big table. So this really is a bit of a wasted area. And leads me into my second problem. Let's look at the shelves over here, shall we? So these are the project shelves where I keep the machines that are either fixed, like our ZX Spectrums, waiting to be fixed, like the Laser 310 there. This eMac absolutely works, it's fine, but it's kind of being wasted on this shelf. It's a 1.25 gigahertz model as well. This could be so cool. Macintosh Classic, you haven't seen, this is a project that has vexed me for a year and a half and continues to do so. But we'll talk about that again. In fact, there's a whole raft of projects and machines like the A500 Plus I absolutely love. And where is it? It's in a box. Now, I don't have a lot of space. I think we can agree on that. But I would really like to be able to put at least a few of these machines out so they can actually be used at desks. So if I delete my editing station and take that home, this desk is available. And that is a standard IKEA 120 by 60 table. Nothing special, but they should hold 2 machines. Now I've calculated that I have room for maybe 3 of these. I'll show you where. So if we look down towards the bottom of the wall there, where you can see the iMacs and all the shelving, if I take all of that away, I can fit 3 of these 120 desks, plus along the bottom wall there, so along there, I can fit a 100 by 60 desk. That would mean I'd need space for 420 centimeters. Now, as it happens, the length of the wall across where the stripes are to where the TV on the wall is 140 centimeters. So that's what I'm going to do. Over Christmas, we're going to take everything out. We're going to put all new desks in there, tidy them up. They don't have to be new. These desks are not expensive anyway, but there's always some in second-hand stores. Pick another 1 or 2 of these up, pop them along that back wall, and actually get some power to them and set up machines to be able to be used. Which then brings me to my next problem. Yeah, the next problem is what to do with this corner. Now, I bought that corner unit. It cost me like 20 euros. It's cool, it's worked great, it sits there perfectly, but it's in the way. So what I think I'm going to do is see if that will fit next to my workbench, where I've currently got 2 G5s sitting. There's going to be a lot of maneuvering G5s around, I feel. They are in control. Help. But regardless of that, that whole wall will then become somewhere where I can use machines. I mean, there's an Atari ST, original 520 ST up on the wall that works. It'd be great to get that out on the thing. The Dragon 32, which I love, it would be great to get that out and using it. However, there are more problems. And here's our biggest problem of them all. The TV unit. Now the TV has a little 21-inch Sony TV that I bought for €2.50. Works perfectly, and a nice TV unit which I think I paid 20 bucks for. That has all my consoles on it that live in the tech department. That's a great position for it, but with the desks I won't be able to do it. Now I think I'll be able to put them against the wall at the back by the window. Not ideal, but okay, actually it'll work. That then means that this stupid chair that I'm stood next to, this whatever the hell chair this is from IKEA, that can then go up there out of the way. Next problem is the fireplace. Now, the tech department gets cold in the winter. We're in kind of the cellar area of the building I'm in. So the fire is essential, and it comes on not only when I'm here, but when I'm not here, to keep everything warm and keep the air kind of dry. We're trying to make sure that things don't get too damp. But that's going to have to move. Now, fortunately, it's just an electric fire. It just bolts onto the wall, slides onto the wall. It's not a problem. And one of the big problems I have with it is that the heat is fantastic when it works, but if I were to go up to the ceiling, it's a good 5 degrees warmer up there because all the heat rises, goes across, and well, into my landlord's office, honestly. So I might move either the fire just up a little, which will be fine, out of the way of the desk, or possibly I could put it across the back wall there, where there's plenty of space, and we can put it there, and then the heat will come up at least a little over that way. I don't know, we'll see. Of course, moving everything around means, well, moving everything around and having to get all of this stuff out. And the big question is, what happens to the 2 shelves down the back there? Well, we're hoping we can take them out to the other area, and I'll show you that in a second, and find a way to make them work out there. The machines you see on there, I am hoping to have at least 1 or 2 of them out on desks to be used. The rest I will sort out as we go along. But let's have a look at the other area for a minute and see what we'll be moving into. Okay, so this is what we call the other area. Now, there are some really cool things out here. I've got my, over there in the distance, that is a 29-inch Philips Matchline television. I paid 10 bucks for, works great. Ish, needs a little work, but it actually just does work. The sofa I inherited from my landlord. The acoustic panels you see along the back I inherited from a production from work. They were throwing them out. I thought they looked nice, so I thought I'd try a few of those. And then you've got that chair, which is, well, that's waiting to go out to the bin. And we have the these, which is really cool. You know, I love my little display stands, but this whole area needs work. If I just pick you up and I pop you here, you see this is where I store a lot of my other machines as well, and all of the cabling and bits and pieces. So this area needs work, and we think, well, you know, my darling wife is going to help as well. We think we can squeeze those shelves in here and make this just a little more homely. So yeah, this space will need to be sorted. That space in there will also need to be sorted, and it's going to be a big job. So I'm, for now, going to start removing bits and pieces like the editing desk, because that's going to come home with me anyway. Again, it is currently November 9th, I believe. The big project, by the time you're watching this, will be out over Christmas and New Year. And yeah, fingers crossed, and hopefully we'll come up with something that looks great. So, as we say in the business, blow skates. Of course, one final thought is what to do with this. Now, I have been using this desk, or this little table, to present from the minute I started my channel. And honestly, it's been a pain in the ass. Why? Well, I put this workbench here, that gets in the way. I put that there, it's in the way. The idea originally was, oh look, I can show you stuff on the TV. Pain in the ass. So maybe the future for this is to pop it in front of where my current editing desk is and work down there, thus allowing this to have a little more space around it. Oh, and the one final thing, let's hope we can sort out the rest of the stuff in here and spare parts, because God knows I can't find anything in here half the time. Like, I really can't. I lost, this is an Amstrad CPC I was working on. I lost the original set of belts for 2 months. 2 months. I ordered new ones, fitted them, and then found them just this last month. That's gonna stop. So what I'm gonna do, with our tables, we will get some Alex straws, or at least one set to begin with, because I'm kind of doing this a little on the cheap, and then we'll, as we go along, we'll add more Alex straws and increase the storage. Will it all work? I don't know. But I am really keen to be able to put out some machines and have them on permanent, well, let's say display for want of a better word, and use them. For example, the Vista machine I made about a year and a half ago for playing No One Lives Forever. I would really love to have that out, but if I want to use that now, I have to dig it off the shelf, set it up, set up a monitor with it, set up a keyboard and mouse. It would just be nice to have a table, set up, desk, done. Now, one other thing I might consider is sorting out the lighting, because this is embarrassing given my job is I am a theatrical light and sound engineer. The light in here is terrible. It's just terrible. So I think I would be better served to getting this down there. We'll have our lighting there, and I'll put some stuff on the ceiling so I feel more at home, because rigging on the floor feels weird to me. And if you're a theatrical lighting engineer, you'll know what I mean. Yeah. So it's a lot to get through. First off though, let's start striking that desk, and we'll go from there. This is going to be for me, a multi-part process. For you, it's going to be all one video, so don't be surprised if my hair color changes, or shape, or clothes. there's not going to be continuity is what I'm saying, okay? So, as I said earlier, los geht's. Things are already off to a good start when I realised I've set the camera up for time-lapse and just taken a picture. So instead we have the second time-lapse bit where we get the floor clean and the rugs in. Now these rugs were rugs we had at home and I didn't want to waste them, so I thought I'd put them down in the tech department to make it feel a little more homely, and well, it does, which is really nice. Next up, well, it's time to assemble the Alex. Now this is not your usual style Alex, and I'll talk a bit about that a little later. But putting furniture together is pretty easy, and this Alex is exceptionally easy to do because, well, IKEA's done half the work for you, including putting in the rails for the drawers. So yeah, nice and easy. Okay, so you may have noticed I'm not using the regular small Alex, I've actually got the wider one. Now, there's method to my madness, which will be apparent, I hope. What we're not going to do is put wheels on. Instead, let's come with me. I'm going to put on these. So these are some proper feet I got from IKEA, you can see there, and that will raise this up to about the right height. For, well, you'll see, but it's going to be cool. Let's carry on, shall we? So why am I concerned about height? Well, a standard Alex sits at 70 centimeters off the floor and is designed to, well, fit a desk on top of it. This Alex though, the wider one, is not designed to fit a desk on it, so it only rises to 66 centimeters with wheels on. Taking the wheels off, you lose 7 centimeters. These are 12 centimeters, so it should raise it up to 70 centimeters, which should work. Next up, I need 2 tabletops. Now, I already have one, and as you can see, I'm taking 2 legs off, and I bought a brand new one, and I'm going to lie these down now, and then, God help me, I'm going to flip over the new Alex unit and affix it between the two, so they're balanced on top. Well, not balanced, they will actually be fixed in place. This is a great idea until we come to, well, flip it over, as you'll see. The Alex unit doesn't go all the way back, and when we lift it, it does lift a bit, but a quick clamp in the back there and we're sorted. With our 2 tabletops now joined together on top of the Alex, it was time to maneuver it into place. This proved, well, not as easy as you might think. Turns out the floor in here is not terribly level, and that makes it it makes it interesting. Nonetheless, we did manage to maneuver it into place in the corner, and then we got the 3rd table and joined it to the rest. So far, so good, it's looking great. Next up, well, it's time to grab the Limon, which is a 100 by 60 table, and I've only got 2 legs for this one because I'm going to reuse an old cabinet from the house, which is an IKEA Mika, which does a pretty good job of fitting here. To help, I took the wheels off and just put some 10mm spacers on the bottom. Fits perfectly, as you can see. Here I go, I'm doing it now, and yeah, it won't be 2 minutes and we'll have a full set of desks. Right, well, that was a thing, but look at this. Tabletops. It's at the moment there's like so much room in here, and I'm really happy. Now it's a case of finishing off. Gonna put the drawers in the big Alex. By the way, when they tell you it's 66 centimeters with the wheels on or whatever they did, and if you take the wheels off, they're 8 cent. They lied, because we've had to level it up. Also, this is essentially what this is a Gemeindebau property, so Viennese built back in the 50s, and this floor ain't straight. Oh, the walls, nothing in here is straight. We've discovered this. So, for example, where that table down there has all of its legs on the floor with minor adjustment. At the top here, there's a good 3 centimeter adjustment, and I feel like we're still gonna have to pad them out a bit. Either way, let's crack on and add some computers to this thing. To finish off the desks and to cover the fact that they're not all the same, I've got some mouse mats I bought from IKEA. Now these were $8.99, I think I got them on sale. They're made from recycled rubber, but they are super thick and feel excellent quality. They're also really nice generally. I bought 4. There is a gap though, but fortunately I have a Super Mario Brothers mouse mat that my babes bought for me many years ago, and it fits perfectly in that gap. You also may notice that I haven't moved the fire yet, and well, as it happens, it kind of works there, so I'm going to leave it there, which is kind of nice. All that's left to do now, of course, is to build the drawers for the Alex, and yeah, that's a slow process, but thanks to the wonders of editing, let's get it done quickly. Fitting the drawers proved more fun, as I didn't realise they were differently sized. As you can find out when they're here, there's a bit of a gap. So out it comes, I check them over, and then I place them back into where they should be in the right order. Go me. At this point we're getting tired. Next up, look, here come the machines back in. It's slow and steady work, and yeah, working out what I want to go where is a process. Let's call it that. Okay, people, it is December 22nd, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a little hungover. It was our work's Christmas party. It was our last show last night before the Christmas break, and yeah, I didn't get in until 3. But I have been in the tech department today to kind of finish off, and let's take a look and see what we've got, shall we? So, come on. There's no getting away from it. The tech department was both full and a mess. From my desk to, well, everything. Something had to change. And so it did. Here's the finished result. In place of the stark white light, I've got some green and purple to go along with my black and white theming. Along the wall, we have multiple computers now hooked up. And the TV, well, it's doing what it was meant to do. That's hooked up to my Sega Master System right now. The one machine I really wanted to get out was this BBC Micro. It's playing Chucky Egg, and well, I couldn't be happier. Alongside it, well, I have my Windows Vista machine, so I finally get No One Lives Forever somewhere where I can actually use it, and the fire isn't a problem. Next to that, I have a CRT with the ZX Spectrum Plus 2, my wonderful Amiga 500 Plus with, quite frankly, a cracking flat screen. And then our Macintosh corner with the SE30 and the eMac, which will make a pretty good games machine, I would wager. At the end there, you finally got my table, which actually will make for a fantastic presenting spot. It's also a lot more stable there. My workbench, well, let's just say it's better than it has been. And it's a work in progress. Let's call it that, shall we? The TV unit is looking great. We've got various consoles on there at the moment. I'm enjoying my Master System, and yeah, it's just great. Finally, well, I have G4 Corner, a cube, the iMac G4, and a little Mac Mini G4 all sitting there, and I'm hoping to hook them up and be able to use them. But all that's left to say now is thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all your support throughout the year. We've hit 1,000 subscribers this year, and I'm really happy about that. In the meantime, well, Merry Christmas, have a wonderful New Year, and yeah, let's start 2025 with a bang. My name is Jesse, this has been my tech department. Merry Christmas.